This is the second movie on quoting and referencing, and maybe print out the text version beforehand so you can add notes as you listen. First, we'll look at actually putting quotes into sentences, then second, how to write a reference in each of the main styles. So first, fit your quote into a sentence so it's grammatical. It's easy to get wrong like here. So to get it right, let's look at 2 quotes added in 4 different ways. And it doesn't matter if it's a direct or indirect quote. So 1, use according to plus name or noun plus sentence. So here, according to, then the name Robbins, then the sentence. And a sentence, remember, is something with a subject and a verb that makes sense on its own. Let's look at a second example. So according to, the name Colby, then the sentence. 2, use a name or noun plus verb, maybe with that, plus sentence again. So here the noun, not name this time, a recent study, then verb found, then the word that, though you can often leave this out, then the sentence. See the same pattern here, name, verb, no that this time, then the sentence. 3, use as plus name or noun plus verb plus sentence. But be careful with this one, as it means you agree with the quote, and actually you might just want to describe someone else's work, not agree with it. So here is as, then the name Robbins again, then a verb, states, and finally the sentence. See the same pattern here, as, the name, the verb, then the sentence. 4, forget all of the above and do nothing, just put in the quote like here, but obviously make sure it's still a sentence. With practice you can start combining all these ways to be a bit more complex, like here. And last, you need to add a reference which says where this information is from. So let's turn to that next. And just like with bibliographies, we'll look at 4 main styles, but there might be tiny variations at your college, so always follow your department guide. First, Harvard and APA. You need up to 3 things in round brackets: the surname or name, year, and sometimes page numbers, especially for direct quotes or very particular information, figures, etc. And this surname or name means the one from the source where you found this information, as listed in your bibliography. So here, the surname Robbins is in the sentence, so just the year goes in brackets, because to put the surname in twice would look a mess. And this is quite a general paraphrase, with no particular information or statistics, so you don't really need a page number. Here, the surname goes in the brackets too, as it isn't in the sentence, then the year. And last here, this quote has quite particular information and is a direct quote, so you really need to add P plus page number, or PP if there are several pages. Next, MLA, very similar, so reference in brackets. One big difference is no year and no comma or P before page numbers. And last, MHRA, which is very different. It uses superscript, so a small number, then footnotes at the bottom of the page, not brackets in your paragraph. So here, small superscript number after the quote, and here the footnote. A few things to notice, in particular when you first refer to the author the second time, etc. Look at this example. When you first refer to an author, put in the full bibliography details, but with two differences. 1. Don't reverse the name like you do in the bibliography. And 2. Put in page numbers, P for 1, PP for more than 1. See another example here. The second time you refer to that author, like here, from Robbins again, it's much quicker. Just put the surname, then page numbers. And if you refer to that same author again in the very next quote, just put Ibid and page numbers, which basically means the same as the one right above. So this means it's the Robbins book again. Next thing, position of reference. Like in these bracket style examples, it can go before the quote or after. Plus page numbers are sometimes split off and put at the end. MHRA is different, just a small number after the quote. Next, a few extras. The reference must match your bibliography, so no first names or titles in the bracket styles. Just copy in the surnames or names like here, and the year. Next, et al. You can use this to replace a string of names like here, but check with your college style. Also, what if you refer to one academic's work, but it's in another academic's book? Remember, the reference just means where you found the information, not always the same as who said it. You could use in or as cited in, like in this example. Next, let's briefly look at the whole quoting, referencing, and bibliography relationship in each of the styles. So here is the quote, then the reference where it's from, and here is what it refers to, your bibliography, so full details if anyone wants to check it. And last, why do you need references? Because no references can be seen as plagiarism, a serious offence at college. This is using someone else's work or words, but without giving them credit. Let's see a small example. This is original work by Rachel Robbins on advertising. You've put it in your essay, but no reference to say so. You're stealing her research. So put a reference in. That said, use judgment. Is something general knowledge? Because then you don't need a reference, even if you read it somewhere, like in this example. You might not know this fact and found it in a book, but so many people know it and it's so widely available. It's not really knowledge found by one person or institution. So if you use it in your essay, you don't really need a reference. Compare it with this example. This is particular information. Somebody did spend time and effort finding it, so give them credit, say thank you, and put in a reference. Learn more about references by watching the other movies in this unit, and improve yours by trying all the exercises.